Hi, I'm James Cole. Prepare to face your fears with this Halloween special of empowering meditations. What better subject to deal with at this time of year than fear? Now, part of me doesn't want to tell you anything about this meditation and just let you experience it. However, as a professional hypnotherapist, I recognize the potential dangers of dealing with the unconscious mind and feel that it's my duty to forewarn you of what to expect. If you're the more adventurous type, you can skip ahead to around 4 minutes to where the meditation begins. But be warned, this is not your regular type of meditation. There are nightmares at play, and I must advise you not to listen and to stay at home in the safety of your sanity. For the rest of you, let's talk a little about fear. Fear comes in so many different variations, and even the same fear can differ dramatically from person to person. In this meditation, I want to focus on a general relationship with fear, rather than a fear of a specific thing. If you're interested, let me know, and I may do some specific phobia-busting meditations in the future. Some people have a very general, non-specific fear that can really hold them back in life. Every opportunity can become fuzzy and blurred with doubt. Every idea of becoming better requires stepping way too far outside of the comfort zone. Wouldn't it be nice to let go of that fear, whatever it is, and break free of the dark, creepy forest that's holding you back? One of the best ways to do this is to go back in our minds to the first time that fear entered our awareness and resolve and heal any issues that we have surrounding that first event. I discussed in more detail in previous episodes about how metaphor is the primary language of the unconscious mind. So when you're asked to go back to the first event, it's important to let your mind go where it wants to. Sometimes this will see you going back to an event that happened in early childhood, and other times it may be a completely created or fictional event that your mind has made up as a way of dealing with it. Whatever it is, know that it's the right scenario for your unconscious mind to get the resolution that it needs. I've known some people to slip back into past lives or previous generations, and I know when I first did a similar meditation, I went back to a time in my mother's womb where I felt afraid of the world that I could hear outside. Whether it's real or not is irrelevant. Whatever our mind conjures up in the moment is what we need to experience to gain the best resolution. Whenever we want to change something in our unconscious minds, it's always best to activate the neurons that are responsible for whatever it is that we want to change. So the best way to activate those neurons associated with fear is to not only think about fear, but to really feel that fear. Once these neurons are activated, that's when we can work on changing your relationship with them. Before we begin, I must warn you that this meditation is designed to induce a fear response as a way of activating the neurons that need to change. This is not a light and fluffy relaxation meditation. It is filled with nightmarish visions and will be far from relaxing. By listening to this meditation, you accept all responsibility for its correct use or misuse, and it is highly recommended that you do not listen to it at all. The horrors inside may cause permanent, hideous transformations to take place, because this meditation will place you in a deep trance from which you may never return. It is important that you do not listen to this while driving or operating machinery such as chainsaws, or doing anything that requires your full attention. If any emergency should arise that requires your attention, such as a maniac breaking through your door, you can be instantly alert, awake, and energized, and ready to deal with whatever is required, however you see fit. There are no safe places, and your comfort is of no concern. It is Halloween, and the spirits and imps are out in force, with one thing on their mind: to create as much menace as possible. Luckily, you are safe and sound inside, hidden from the crazies that roam the streets. Now may be a good time to block the nightmares outside and take some time to de-stress and relax by taking a deep breath in and closing your eyes as you exhale, waking in a dream as you take another deep breath in and exhale, letting go of all the stresses of the day, and once more in and let go of all that tension in your muscles. Once more in, and any sounds fade away as you enter into your own relaxed world, your own dream down into total relaxation as you allow your breath to return to normal. You awake within your dream, even though you are aware of the waking world outside. You are drawn deeper and deeper still into this dream, deeper with every breath, deeper with every passing moment. The dream calling out to you, summoning you to drift even deeper into this dream within you. As a staircase down magically appears before you, leading down into the depth of this dream. And there are 10 steps down, 10 steps taking you deeper and doubling your relaxation with each step down as you take the first step down on 10, 9, 8. You notice how deeply relaxed you are becoming. Even within the dream, your eyes are getting sleepy and your eyelids heavy as you go down on 7, 6, even more relaxed, 5, sleepy, and 4, 3, consciousness slipping away on 2, one more step, and your eyes open within another dream. This is not your dream world. This is not your safe space. As your eyes dart around, you find yourself in a small room on a single bed with a white sheet and a white pillow. The walls are plain and white, and a door is at the foot of your bed. In the opposite corner is another bed, identical to yours. Someone is sleeping on it, covered by a white sheet, outlining their shape. You stare at the figure on the bed, looking for something. A sign of life, movement, anything. You notice the chest rising and falling as the figure breathes deeply under the sheet, in and out, in and out, mesmerized by the hypnotic nature of the sheet rising and falling in a slow, repetitive rhythm. You are fixated on the figure, your attention drawn in closer and closer, and you notice a tiny black dot on the otherwise pristine white sheet. As you gaze at it, rising and falling, the slightest sound of breath from underneath. It's calming, pulling you in and out, in and out, focusing deeply, intently on the black spot. The figure sits upright, the sheet still draped over them, creating a haunting, ghost-like figure before you. Trying to move, you find you are stuck like glue, rigid like steel, as you stare transfixed upon this haunted figure, paralyzed as your heartbeat increases with your breathing, anxiety increasing as the figure turns its head to face you. Stuck, rigid, as if cast in stone, you stare as its eyeless gaze fixes on yours, building the tension. You can feel your chest tightening as fear rises within, as a million questions race through your mind. What is this figure before me? What does it want? Why can't I see it? Why am I stuck, paralyzed? How do I escape? Slowly, the figure raises its arms out to each side, and the fingertips slowly curl on each hand to form tight fists. Then, with a sudden fury, it lashes out, hitting its own head, punching itself repeatedly, and a horrific scream is let out that echoes in your skull. A shriek not of human origin, as it punches again and again. The sheet starts to turn red as blood oozes out of the figure's head, each punch making a sloppy thud as it hits the sheet, now soaked in blood. And still you are stuck like glue, rigidly forced to stare at the horror of this figure before you, beating itself senseless over and over and over again. Blood splattering on the wall behind it, until it stops, dead, arms dropping to the side, void of energy, and slowly, the sheet begins to slide down over the blood-soaked head, ever so slowly, revealing little by little what is beneath, slowly slipping down. You You intently focus on what is being revealed until the weight of the sheet takes over and your eyes follow as it falls to the floor. Looking up, you are horrified to see yourself sitting before you, naked and covered in blood. Fear etched on the face as confusion rises within you. More questions fill your head as you lock eye contact with this bloodied and battered version of you. How am I there when I'm here? When I'm there, is there a here? Why would I beat myself up like that? What have I done to myself? The other you reaches out, palm open, in a beckoning manner, and then speaks with a sorrowful, pained voice. Do I not deserve love the same way that you love others? Thoughts rushing. How do I become better? How do I treat myself better? Suddenly you are pulled backwards through the wall as it erupts and splinters all around you, an almighty force casting you outside into a forest. It is dark as you tumble across the ground and come to rest at the foot of an ancient tree. And looking up, you see the stars through the branches, just in time for them to disappear behind thick clouds that cast their shadow upon you. And then begins the rain, as you notice you are in control of your body once more. And you feel movement beneath you, and look down to find the ground alive with creatures crawling, wriggling, creeping under you and over you, covering you. Stand and shake them off, looking around, surrounded by trees in this dark, creepy forest as the rain patters down around you. Lightning flashes in the sky, making the branches of all the trees look like jagged arms reaching out to grab and tear at you. Then your skin crawls as all your senses become aware of something behind you, towering over you, filling you with a sense of dread and terror. Fear rises up and fills you from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, every fiber in your being screaming at you to run as your legs seem to sprint before you had consciously made the decision. And behind you, the air is filled with terrifying sounds as whatever force it is takes chase and bounds after you as your heart races from terror, from exertion, as you run for your life, as you run for your soul, as you run for your very existence. All the time, trees reaching out to grab you. As you dodge them, yet unable to shake the beast that is chasing you down, you go through the forest, through the trees, rodents and bugs at your feet scurrying out of your way as the wailing creature behind you pursues. In treacherous, suddenly you break free from the forest and find yourself on a beach as mountainous waves crash and wash up on the shore. You sense the creature still after you, closing down on you once again. You take flight along the beach, unknowing where you are or where you are going, All there is inside you is fear controlling you, fear guiding you, fear as you run out into a spit of sand reaching into the foreboding ocean, surrounded on all sides with the beast closing in behind you. And it reminds you of the first time you ever felt fear. That first moment fear entered into your life when you were just a child, or even before. It may have been when you were only young, maybe even a baby, or before, or some other time when you first felt that fear for the first time that you remember now, and you become aware of what is happening, even if you were too young to be aware at the time. And it's as if your memory of that first fear is playing out in front of you, and you can see the younger version of yourself, and you can see what's going on, and hear what's happening, and feel, I mean really feel, all that you felt as you witnessed that moment in your young life when you first experienced fear. And you reach out and stop the scene before you as if by magic, and walk up to the younger version of you who looks up at you, and you realize that all that you are afraid of in life began in this moment. And right now you have an opportunity to change it, to deal with it differently. Tell your younger self that it's time to let go of this fear now and release it from your life. Take your younger self by the hand, and the world disappears, and you find yourself with your younger self in a realm of pure light. And you feel that the two of you are surrounded by pure love, the wisdom of the ancients, and a profound healing energy. And ask your younger self, what is it that you need? What resources do you require to let go of this fear now and release it from your life? Whatever your younger self asks for, whatever the resources requested, give them and allow them to be absorbed and incorporated into your younger self until there are no more resources required. Now fill yourself up with the light of this realm, the light of love, wisdom, and healing, until you are totally healed now, and allow that light to overflow out of your heart and into your younger self until they are totally healed now. And ask your younger self if they have any messages or resources for you now. Whatever message your younger self tells you, and whatever resources they give you, Take them and allow them to be absorbed and incorporated into you until there are no more resources or messages. Now see the younger you fill up with the light of this realm, the light of love, wisdom, and healing, until they are totally healed now. And allow that light to overflow out of their heart and into you until you are totally healed now. And see the thread that binds you to each other through time. Letting go of all that no longer serves you as the thread glows with the light of this realm, the light of love, wisdom, and healing. And give your younger self a hug and tell them that you love them. Now send them back to their time and notice that you are back watching the event, and notice how different it is now that those old feelings are gone. And feel the ripples through time at all the learnings and understandings that have taken place with this new perspective on life, all the way back until it ripples into you now. And find yourself back on the beach and notice how everything is different. And deep down inside, you become aware of something that wasn't there before, something amazing, something powerful rising up inside you. It is courage, a deeply profound courage that has been dormant within you and now awakes. You are now free from that old way as this new courage replaces it. And as it rises, it gives you the courage to stop running and make your stand. The waves are suspended in time as you turn to confront that what was chasing you, your demon, the beast that has been pursuing you your whole life. As the courage gives you all the strength you need to face it as you turn, only to find that behind you stands another you, glowing and angelic in appearance, and the sky turns blue as your world becomes enlightened. And the other you reaches out and takes your hand and says, I am your courage and strength that has rippled through time to catch up to you now. And from this moment forth, I will forevermore be with you and part of you always, with more courage and strength than you will ever need. The glowing you pulls you closely into a hug and then merges into you, becoming one with you, with all the courage and strength and all of the resources from the younger you becoming part of you now as you take that last step down into your magic world, 0, and you find yourself filled with an amazing and powerful sense of courage and strength that will profoundly affect your life for the better now and in the future. And the second thing to remember is how amazing your life can be when you allow it to be, as you are the only one that is in control of you. And as you forget the first thing, you realize that it is time to awaken from this dream and return to the conscious world as you return to the steps and make your way back up them to fully awake consciousness. With 1, take the first step. 2, 3, 4, up the steps as you begin to gain awareness once more of your arms and legs. 5, 6, 7, breath is filling your chest, clearing your body, mind and soul. 8, 9, eyes clearing and returning to fully awake consciousness on 10, and allowing all of that to integrate as you return to fully alert consciousness now. And you realize just how much courage it took to listen to this meditation. Thanks for listening to this Halloween special of Empowering Meditations. An MP3 audio without the opening discussion or this outro is available for download from our website, empoweringmeditations.com. I'd love to hear any stories of success that you've had using this or any of our meditations. You can leave them in the comments or send them along with any questions or suggestions that you may have for future meditations to info@empoweringmeditations.com. If you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe, like and share, because this will help others to find us and get the same benefits that you have. If you feel like you need extra help with certain areas of your life, we offer custom guided meditations designed just for you. Visit empoweringmeditations.com/PM. I'm James Cole and this is Empowering Meditations. Have a fun and safe Halloween.